All right. So the age-old question that I get over and over again, many YouTube gurus have, given their takes on this and made videos about it and tweets about it. Quality versus quantity on YouTube. Which is better? I am going to give you a definitive answer. And this answer is going to be for people who are new to YouTube. So this is not going to be for people who have already been doing YouTube for years and they already have successful channels. Although sometimes it might be right for them too, and I might get into that a little bit. But this is actually going to be for people who are new to YouTube. And by the way, if you didn't know who I am, I'm Shane Hummus. I have a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. I've also coached a bunch of other people on how to grow and, more importantly, monetize and automate their YouTube empires, right? So that's kind of what I specialize in is helping people actually make money from YouTube, turning it into a real business. So let's talk about quality versus quantity on YouTube, because I have a very, very strong opinion on this. And there's a short answer and then there's a long answer. Now, the short answer is quantity is better, okay? And again, this is for people who are relatively new to YouTube. So they either have small channels that are not profitable or not very profitable, or they are, business owners that are trying to get onto YouTube, or they're just starting, right? Quantity is by far much, much more important than quality. And we're going to talk about why this is here in a moment. But basically, the short answer is quantity. The long answer is quantity at first, then quality. Okay, so that's a longer and more detailed answer. But the reason for this might surprise you. And we're going to go over a bunch of different reasons. And one is you put in the reps, which means that you'll get better. So if you're first starting on YouTube, just like if you were first starting to play basketball, or you were first starting to do jujitsu, or you're first starting to play chess, you trying to, shoot like Steph Curry on your first shot in basketball is the most ridiculous thing in the world. I mean, it took him years. I mean, really, it would even take you years to get even to a, college level player's 3-point shooting ability, like a good college player's 3-point shooting ability. Never mind, like, somebody who's the best in the world at it. And I see these people, they first start basketball and they're trying to hit like half court shots and like really long 3-pointers. And it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And you're not going to be able to play like a person like that unless you put in the reps. You have to put in the reps. So it would make almost no sense for someone to go to the court and think, you know what, on my very first shot, I'm going to really study. I'm going to watch like 3 hours worth of content. I'm going to, take my time. I'm going to dribble the ball like 20 times, and then I'm going to try to hit a half court shot. It makes no sense, right? You're going to miss that 999 times out of 1,000. You're going to miss it. And so what makes a lot more sense is for you to just spend that entire time trying to drain the shot. So instead of spending 3 hours trying to study how to do it and blah, 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 and just make the perfect shot, spend those 3 hours actually just shooting. And I guarantee you're going to make at least a couple shots in the same amount of time, right? And another analogy for this is kind of like the baseball analogy, which actually I'm going to get to in the next one. But basically, chances are that you suck. So it's going to take more swings to get lucky. And this is the baseball analogy. The best baseball home run hitter or hitter of all time hit about 30%. Like, so he would hit the ball about 30% of his swings. He would hit the ball. So you compare that to YouTube, Mr. Beast would kind of be like that person on YouTube. Like he hits like almost all of his videos hit and they go mega viral. Although viral is kind of subjective to his channel. For him, mega viral is maybe 250 million views, whereas for, like a video that gets 30 million views would be an absolute failure for him, right? But with that being said, like he gets lucky. He hits a home run relative to his channel probably about like 30% of the time, let's just say, right? So 1 out of 3 videos are pretty much a home run for him. And so he is one of the most skilled YouTubers on the entire planet, if not the most skilled YouTuber. And you are not, right? So chances are you suck at YouTube when you first start because you haven't done it for very long. And so it's going to take you more swings to get lucky, right? So, a really skilled YouTuber like Mr. Beast might only take three swings on average to hit a home run video. But someone who's not so skilled, it might take 30, right? It might take 30 swings to hit a home run video. So volume itself is extremely important. So, if you tried your absolute best, let's just say that you had hypothetically a 30% chance of hitting a home run, right? You spent 3 months on a video, you tried your absolute best, you have a 30% chance. Versus you just making a good video, making sure that it's good, but it's not your absolute best. And then you do that every week for 3 months. So you have 12 videos by the end of the 3 months. And you have a 10% chance of hitting a home run with those 12 videos, right? Because they're good, right? You made sure that they're pretty good. By the end of those 3 months, you almost certainly would have hit a home run video because you had 12 videos and you had a 10% chance. So one of those 12 likely would have been a home run. Whereas at the end of those 3 months, if you tried to just make that one video that was just perfect, there's only a 30% chance that it would have taken off, right? Are the numbers starting to make sense here? Like, there's only a 30% chance. So chances are it won't have, it probably would not take off. Okay. So, and here's the part where it gets even more interesting. During the time that you're making those videos, during those 3 months, your skill level is actually rising. So by the end of the 3 months, when you're consistently making videos every single week, your 10th or 11th or 12th video is actually better than the video that was your best video, like your apps, like the best that you could possibly make with your skill level in the first place. So even though you're only putting a mediocre amount of effort into these other videos, the output is actually better. It's actually better than your best effort when you first begin. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's so unbelievably important to go for volume, to go for quantity over quality when you first start, not only because you want to get better, but also because you're just much more likely to get quote unquote lucky. Okay. So let's talk about the third thing. It takes a while for the YouTube algorithm to categorize you and your channel. Okay. So when you first start on YouTube, the YouTube algorithm has no idea what your channel is about. And so it's going to take a while for the algorithm to even know. I mean, it's just showing your channel to the most random people. It has no idea what type of people want to view your channel. And it takes a while for it to gather that data. It's kind of like a pixel on a website that, like, every time somebody visits, the pixel gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and it starts showing the ads to better and more qualified people, right? So it takes a while for the algorithm to gather the correct data for it to properly send the right people to your channel that are likely to actually want to view your content. Okay. So that takes a while. And again, it all gets sped up by the fact that you are consistently posting videos, right? And it's gonna learn what type of videos you want to make, what type of audience it should send to you. It's what type of people want to watch your content, et cetera, et cetera. It's gonna take some time for that to happen, and so you can speed that up by, again, quantity, right? By, again, just consistently posting. It also takes a while for your ideal audience to find you. So this is like slightly different because it's the YouTube algorithm versus your ideal audience. Ideal audience is actual people. The YouTube algorithm is them guessing what people want to watch your content, which is relatively accurate, but it's not a perfect, right? So it takes a while for your ideal audience to also find you. And when they find you, you don't want them to just see one video, right? Because there's no reason for them to subscribe to you. You want them to see that you're consistently posting, right? And that is the most important thing, is that you're consistently posting. Because it's like, if you found a new show, for instance, and there's, you just noticed, oh, they randomly stopped posting episodes, like it just ended, well, you're probably not going to watch that show because they kind of violated your trust. And there's no like future, there's no long-term future that you guys would have together, right? There's no relationship there. And it's the same thing if you know, barely ever upload to your channel. There's like nothing for them to watch, so why would they follow you? You also get out of the quote unquote sandbox. Now, this is a term that people in the blog and SEO world use. And it's basically, you know, there's a lot of spam on YouTube, just like there's a lot of spam in the blog and SEO world. And you get out of the sandbox when you upload more videos. So you get out more quickly. And there's usually a natural little bit of a sandbox where they kind of limit how well your videos are going to do at first until they determine that you are not a spammer and you're actually uploading quality content, right? So you'll get out of that sandbox much more quickly if you consistently upload at the beginning. Also, people will have something to watch when they find you, right? I kind of already mentioned that with the number 4, but yeah, people will actually have something to watch when they find you. So they're not just, and then that'll send signals to the YouTube algorithm that your channel's high quality, because people will watch one video, then watch the next video, then watch the next video, etc. And you also build momentum when you upload more, right? So momentum is really a huge thing. You know, getting something to get moving it takes a massive amount of energy. But once it's already moving, you really want to keep it going. Whereas if you upload like once a month, you get the brick or the giant, you know, pallet or whatever you're moving, you get it moving and then it stops. And then you have to get it moving again, and then it stops. And then you have to get it moving again, and then it stops. And any YouTuber who's honest that has actually quit their channel, they've taken a break from their channel, will tell you, usually when you take a break from your channel, what ends up happening is your views absolutely drop off, and it takes a while for them to recover. Like, they don't just recover right away when you get back. It takes a while for them to recover. And I think one of the main reasons for this is because, very similar to email marketing, where they say that you always should continue emailing your list to stay top of mind. That's the term that they use for email marketing. You should always continue to upload videos with your audience to also stay top of mind, right? And it's if you get out of that where you're not top of mind, well, they're less likely to click on your video. Just as an example, let's say you had a really good friend in your hometown. Okay, and you guys were good friends growing up, but then you go off to college and you don't talk to this person for like 4 years, 5 years. And then you come back and you're like, hey, let's hang out. Well, you know, they might not want to hang out with you. They might have kind of like moved on with their life, right? Maybe they want to see you one time just for nostalgia purposes, but then after that, they're kind of like, I'm good, right? Whereas, you know, you come back every summer and you hang out with them every summer, and then 4 or 5 years later, you want to hang out more consistently because you moved back to your hometown. Then they're much more likely to hang out with you, right? It's kind of the same thing. You know, you want to stay top of mind. And number 8, you're less likely to be crushed when a video doesn't do well. This one is an emotional one, but it's unbelievably important. I've seen this so many times. Someone will think like, you know what, I'm built different. I'm a YouTube genius. I'm going to make this YouTube video and I'm going to put all my effort into it, and I know it's going to do well, right? And they put like 2-3 months of work into a video. They upload it and it doesn't do well. It just crickets, right? The only people that watch the video is your girlfriend and your mom, and that's about it, right? And you get absolutely crushed because you put a ton of work into it, right? And then the flip side to that is you'll be ecstatic when a video does well that you didn't put a crazy amount of effort into, right? You upload it, and I can't tell you how many times this has happened to myself as well as my clients. I upload a video and I'm like, dude, this is not going to do well, right? It's like, come on, like I did not put very much effort into this video, and then it blows up. And then there's other videos that I put a ton of effort into, and they're ducks, right? They don't do well. They're bricks. Okay, this happens all the time to myself as well as my students. And the reason for this is because the harsh truth is the video quality doesn't matter that much. It's the idea that matters. The idea is the most important thing. And then the second most important thing is the thumbnail, title, intro, right? So those are the things that are by far the most important. The quality of the video itself actually doesn't matter all that much, compared to those other things. And so you'll be ecstatic when a video does well. And you'll also be surprised, like, especially depending on your niche, the quality doesn't matter that much. Like if you're making content for a sophisticated audience and, people that don't need to be stimulated every 5 seconds, you don't need to have super high quality content. It's just that simple. And 10, when a video does well, it's the idea of the video. And so you are able to rapidly test out different ideas, different formats as well, right? So listicles, how-tos, step-by-step tutorials, case studies, etc. And when a video does well, you'll know that it's the idea of the video that actually matters, right? So you can just repeat, right? You can make the same idea with maybe a slightly different twist. You can do the same format with maybe a slightly different twist. And you'll notice that all of the biggest YouTubers, like Mr. Beast, Mr. Who's the Boss, I don't know why that one popped in my head, probably because Mr. But they have the same format of videos over and over again. They have a winning format that they just do over and over and over again. For Mr. Beast, it's challenge videos. For Mr. Who's the Boss, it is a hybrid between listicle and tech review, right? So tech review and listicle videos. And then even on my main channel, I have a winning format that works for my channel, which is listicles as well. It's kind of like listicle review videos too. And they just do that same format over and over and over again. But if you look back, if they didn't delete their videos, you'll see that they tried out a ton of different formats. They tried out dozens and hundreds of different formats and ideas before they found the winner that's a winning idea with a winning format that is repeatable, okay? They tried out a ton of different videos before they found that. How did they do that? Volume. Guys, I can't emphasize how important this is. If you go to the gym once per month and you absolutely give your best workout, you work so freaking hard to the point where you feel like you're about to die, right? And you work out every part of your body, right? That will not compare to you consistently going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week and doing a mediocre workout. You will be much stronger if you go to the gym 3 to 4 times per week and just, do an 8 out of 10, like a mediocre workout, than if you go once a month and give it your absolute best and you do a 10 out of 10 workout, right? Volume is so important. There's no way of getting around it. Now, let's talk very quickly about the quantity at first, then quality. Because if you are an existing YouTuber and you found those winning formats and you found the winning ideas, then let's talk about quality, right? Because that's when quality starts to matter. But until you get to this point, you need to focus on quantity. And I feel so strongly about this. I will die on this hill because I've seen it with so many different people. I've seen so many people fall into the quality trap where they think like, oh, you need to put so much effort into a video, and then they just get crushed. And a lot of them actually just quit. They just straight up quit, right? It's so soul crushing when you put a ton of effort into a video and then it doesn't do well and they just quit. Quantity is so much more important when you first start on YouTube. I could use 100 different sports related analogies, gym related analogies, like workout related analogies, probably dating related analogies. I could come up with a million different analogies, but just take it to the freaking bank, guys. Coming from a pro who has gotten my own channel to making several 6 figures per month, who has helped over 5 people make it to 8 figures a year, who's helped 17 people make it to 7 figures per year. Take it from a pro. Quantity matters more than quality, especially when you first start. Then once you've found a winning format that you want to do most of the time, you switch to quality. All right. So if you are a YouTuber who wants to make more money, who wants to scale your channel, and who wants to operationalize and automate your channel so that it's a business that runs for you so that you can work on your business, not in your business. Or if you are a business owner who wants to use YouTube as a way to acquire clients, I have a 45-minute consultation that either myself or my coach will do with you. And in this consultation, we will diagnose your problem first. We will help you come up with a roadmap, or actually, we'll help you figure out what you want to do. Like, what exactly do you want to do? So, where you are, where you want to go. Then we will help you come up with a roadmap to get from where you are now to where you want to go. And we'll tell you exactly how we would do it and how we would help you. And then we'll see if we are a good fit to work together. So this will be the most valuable 45 minutes that you spend on your business this year. Don't miss out on it. I'll put the link down in the description and the pinned comment below. Definitely check it out.